Welcome, seekers. This is Pauline Marie coming to you to transmit Wave 3. Welcome to Wave 3. This overarching pre-download feels like inner wisdom seeks harmony. And what I received was an emphasis on forgiveness and, of course, faith, and that equaling that state of grace. That's what state of grace is, forgiveness and faith for self and other selves. So this wisdom of the ancestors and the masters and the ancients that came before us is coming in. And they're speaking out and reminding us that this is a frequency evolution through Mother Earth Gaia as consciousness, free will, and love. So these versions of our future selves know this. So this is a favorable wave to listen to the wisdom within. Listening to the wisdom within. And I'm seeing the owl. Getting the direction south, the color yellow or gold, so a lot of that solar plexus, personal power energy. The number 8, seeing that infinity again, the weaving of life, the path unfolding. And here they're telling me this symbol of infinity is like the 1, right? The number 1 being the beginning, and the number 7 being representing unity. 1 plus 7 is 8. Therefore, it symbolizes the union of wholeness to infinity. Amazing. So we are still in the process of tuning into ourselves to clear out the noise and any chaos and moving into clarity. Intuition is sharpening, and it's best to be envisioning a trusting new earth leadership is what I'm hearing. So this is how the masculine acts, right? And this masculine is a frequency. It's an energy. It's present in all things, humans, living things. It doesn't have to just be in a male. But our masculine energy of action is where we need to lead differently. Lead without leading. I'm hearing lead through reminding or remembering or remembrance. And this is how we need to take action, like a mirror effect. This is a balanced ego. And in the pre-download, I had also gotten alignment, not judgment. This is also part of that remembering who we are. It requires this new kind of leadership. Yes. Okay. So I'm being asked to speak into this leadership gift. This leadership gift or this leadership blueprint isn't for everyone. And this is if it's in your blueprint, you'll know. And there's so many different ways we lead, right? But I'm talking about like this grand kind of leadership gift that's really going to be steering the direction of the new earth. That's only a blueprint activation, a living frequency upgrade, if that's in your original blueprint. Like that's your contract, what you came here to complete. And this is not earned through performance. This is not performative. Leadership should not be performative. It's earned by evolving. It's learned by the evolution of your soul, the activation of your blueprint through wisdom. And this wisdom I'm feeling right now comes through the waters, and it heavily has been coming through trees for me, for my particular avatar. So they want to teach us. Trees are the axis mundi, right? The above and the midpoint into the the self and then the underworld. And someday I will speak on a story about some recent things. It's been a wild 24 hours for me, so I would love to share that story soon. All right. I'm being reminded of something else I want to speak into, and that is that I was listening, to my own transmissions, which I think that's a good idea for any human to always kind of be checking in to making sure that things are coming through clear, or how can I be more clear to source. And I noticed that I was saying kind of a lot. And I want to speak into why that comes out. So I'm trying to describe, excuse me, throat chakra clearing. When I'm trying to describe an energy, these are energies, these are frequencies that don't always even require words. So this is new for me, like speaking into these frequencies, to these energies. And sometimes words, our human language doesn't even compute to the frequency. So when I say kind of, it's not an indecision on my part. It's not an unknowing. It's like, how do I best describe it? So I noticed that I say kind of. And anyway, I wanted to share that. And I have actually asked my team to help me purify that even more, or to describe something even more so that I don't have to use that word or those two words together, because it feels a little like a little bit of just a point that I needed to explain. Anyway, moving on. Just want to express that frequency is often not easily defined in words, right? So it's felt. All right, so in this wave 3, we're finally getting some momentum increase here. I think we're becoming these multidimensional beings. The goal is becoming a person that no longer needs these signs. That is truly empowerment. So we have a quiet ripple of a bigger wave. And our future is trying to merge with us. So we may be moving in ways that feel more aligned, but it's subtle but powerful. It's a quiet change. It's that center point on a timeline. And things change in the energy of events or people that you underestimate. That was in the pre-download that I really underlined. And I'll read that again. Things change in the energy of events or in the energy of people where you've underestimated that person or that event. That's the subtle. That's the ripple effect. And they want me to speak into the ripple effect explained here a little bit more. So, overlooked truths about personal growth. Let's take self-actualization, self-empowerment. That's self-growth. That's personal growth, okay? An overlooked truth is that it doesn't happen in isolation, but in fact, doing our own healing, navigating our own realizations, are seen and felt by the people around us without ever saying a word. And they change because of this. So we really need to see the impact in real time. This is the ripple effect. We may not see that ripple. So when we grow, it gives others permission to grow. This is how we become energetic signals. This is important because we may not all be called within our blueprint to be that leader, to be that guide, but we are all called to evolve. We are all called to do this work. So we must have to be authentic to make a difference. Just be authentic. We don't have to be loud. We don't have to lead if that's not something that you feel called to do. But lead your own self. Guide your own self into the light. Work that shadow. Be that ripple effect for the people around you. The impact is massive. Okay, so let's tap into the divine, my team, and the wisdom of the waters and get some more the overarching energy from the waters on this wave 3. Thank you so much, wisdom of the waters. What is the overall energy for wave 3 and support of these chosen ones? And we have King Tide. So this is plenty, prosperity, and receiving the fullness of life. I love it. This feels powerful because, as I said in the pre-download, the momentum was increasing. And this card is really showing that momentum, meaning that support too. That support is increasing, the momentum is increasing, and this person stands here with their arms outstretched, and the waters are just coming up and from all directions, down, up from the earth into the waters, down from the heavens and into this being here, this avatar. And this person is the center point. They are the quiet change. And receiving all of that. So that is very supportive to that pre-download. All right, let's get some kind of additional energy on this. Anything else that's to be spoken? All right. And we're going to go back to our 4 questions here. What has changed was the first question. Like, what has changed? And cornucopia is coming out. So our harvest is definitely being enhanced, being changed. How we treat the earth and what Gaia is able to give back to us, and what we give to her, what we harvest and how we harvest it, and how we do that with wisdom now. And that cornucopia, that support will always be there as long as we're stewards of the earth, as long as we are in harmony and balance as an individual or as a collective or a community in our surroundings. All right, and so what has awakened? What is awakening more in wave 3, please? What's awakening further for the collective here? What is enhanced in our awakening? All right, and Archangel Chamal came out for our 3rd chakra, so our personal power. So this speaks to that leadership they were asking me to speak into. So big activation here for our solar plexus and our personal power. Maybe somebody's working with this archangel, or you can call on this archangel. And then what has been removed, and we have out the thinking woman. We'll get some clarification on that. That could just be that, just that active, busy mind, and how wisdom, true wisdom, comes through our connection to our higher self and to quieting, that mind and balancing the ego. We need the ego. We need that balance. We need balancing the divine masculine and feminine, doing that shadow work, that inner child work, but so that the thinking woman becomes the wise heart, becomes the cosmic heart, becomes an action from the balanced side of masculine, where action is really more being than doing. Right? And letting the higher self pull and guide and direct us on our path. That action is what I'm getting, is what's really what's being rebalanced. And I think that was in the, kind of covered that in the pre-download as well. So we're seeing that come through here. And what I'm also hearing too is this, as the divine feminine is not outsourcing her divine masculine. If you are a female, if you are a feminine energy, divine masculine, feminine is in everything, we know this. But if you are a feminine, not outsourcing your divine masculine, it's within you. Take that harmonious, balanced action with your own masculine balance first. Check in with that inner wisdom. So that's what I feel is really changing here. And this is going to help the masculines in our life, those that present here as masculines, and it's going to help our own personal power, our own path, our own cornucopia as the rising divine feminine energy. Yes, absolutely. Okay, and now what has rippled into the universe, and let's see what the cards want to communicate here. I feel like there's been a lot rippling out. A few cards have really wanted to come out, and then it kind of no, they want to be a little bit more specific. Let's see. And we got journey again. So I'm really feeling this tying back to, the ripple effect itself, right? That our journey doesn't have to always be this powerful thing, that it's the subtleties. It's that inner decision to use inner wisdom and love in our personal power and how we move forward on the path, and that impact that it has that we don't always see on the journey, but we just have to have faith, right? Going again back to that faith, that forgiveness, that faith, that state of grace. This is the state of grace on the journey. This is how we become energetic signals. And this is more important than anything. This is why we're here. If you take away everything else, it's our own inner journey. So that ripple effect can be that pure expression back to God. All right, the card's very clear. I would like to get, if you can please, some water wisdom here. Wow, there's 3 things that balanced out. Wow, a 4th. A 5th. Whoa, okay. The water is really having a lot to say here. Silent came out. So this process, comes through stillness and comes through silence. This is kissing the beloved and beholding joy. And that is our dharma. Silent touch. Beautiful. And that's the number 11. So Divine Master number there. We also got Pearl. Acknowledge your role as the wise one to stay open and give forth only love. Unique Beauty came out. Also, that was the number 10, the Pearl. So that may be relevant, number 10. We have number 6 here, Unique Beauty. This is freshness is the path to the beauty of eternal self-renewal. So that feels like we all are, on our own unique journeys and refreshing, right? Going into the silence, doing that work, becoming the pearl. Pearls are rare. They are formed under just like pressure on a diamond. Pearls are formed from the grains of the sand, illuminating them. Very abrasive until they become this illuminated pearl. So we also have truth. Truth is our bliss. Yeah, and that ties into wave 2 about we can only build this new earth in a foundation of truth. And this says, catch falling nectar with open palms and an open heart. Very powerful. So that really feels like going back to this king tide, this prosperity, this receiving the fullness of life, right? This, we catch that by surrender and opening the heart, and the palms are up and open. And in this card, this individual has the palms facing up to the waters, up to the heavens. So beautiful. And then magic and wonder. So rely upon miracles. Your life is meant to unfold with joy in magical ways. And that is our journey ahead. That is the journey. I'm feeling this message complete. There was a lot I know in the pre-download, so I feel like the cards too are just really reinforcing what's active in the energy field in wave 3. And thank you so much for listening and for being right where you are. Much love.